we learn from this that Brahma is the person speaking who knows more about the universe than anyone else. And he's saying that he has no idea, even though he's Brahma, he knows so much about the universe. He designed it, engineered it, but still he doesn't, no way to understand with one's intelligence and mind about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because he's simply beyond the capacity of the material faculties, such as the intelligence. One may be very intelligent, may be able to, even if he is as great as Brahma, and even if there are different size Brahmas, or different sizes of universes. In other words, our universe is only 4 billion miles in diameter. And there are universes that are twice that, or 4 times that, or 8. Goes up and up and up. And the size of the universe determines how many heads Brahma has. Some of the Brahmas have thousands of heads because their universe is thousands of times bigger than ours. Nevertheless, still no one, even those Brahmas, do not be able to estimate the extent and prowess of the energy of the Supreme Lord. So sometimes people criticize the Vaishnavas. They say you're trying to limit God by giving God a form. By assigning a form, you're limiting God. And God cannot be limited. We agree. God is unlimited. But accepting that he has a transcendental form is not a limitation. Because we see, although he had this small form of Vamandev, little dwarf Brahman, with very little effort, he was able to extend that form to beyond the size of the universe. He pierced through the universal coverings. Each of the coverings is, first of all, the diameter is 4 billion miles. Then first covering is 10 times that, earth, then water, then fire, air, etc. 7 layers. Each one 10 times the one before. And Vamandev, he put his toe through the coverings of the universe, and the water from the causal ocean came in. And that wasn't even difficult for him. He didn't even make much of an effort. He's called Trivikram, because with 3 steps, he surpassed the universe. So one should not think that having a form doesn't limit the Lord. Someone may say, I remember there was a discussion between a devotee and another thinker. And so the devotee brought up the point about the Lord and his form. And the thinker said, but that's limiting God. If you say God has a form, it must be limited. And then the devotee said, but wouldn't it be greater still if he had a form that was not limited? Wouldn't that be a greater aspect of God? That he can have form and not be limited, rather than he having a form limits him. Then you have to think, well, what kind of form is that the Lord could have, which wouldn't limit him? And that's Satchidananda, eternal, full of knowledge, full of bliss form. No material substance is there, all transcendental. So we may say, I can't conceive of it. That's right. Therefore, achintya veda veda tattva. The Lord is inconceivable to anyone, even Brahma, even Shiva. So he's not conceivable by material mind or material capability. So he's transcendental, cannot be understood by the senses or the mind. So how can he be understood? Vedeshu durlabham adurlabham atma bhakto. He can only be understood by bhakti, devotional service. Not by even studying the Vedas for thousands of years. Without bhakti, if one thinks that he'll be able to understand God just by his intellect or his mind, no. He can go on trying to understand like that for about thousands and millions of years. He'll be unsuccessful. But he'll be successful if one takes up the bhakti process and tries to serve the Lord, please him by his activities. Then Krishna reveals himself.